Barcelonistas, you won't believe the new weapon that Hansi Flick discovered in this game for Benfica and Barcelona in Estadio da Luz for the first leg, where Barcelona win 1-0. And we're going to be talking everything about Pedri's performance, everything about Chesney, everything Raphinha, why was Lamine Yamal subbed off in this game, every single aspect, all the changes that Hansi Flick made. Why did he make all these changes? We're going to be exploiting and looking at everything that happened. And if you like this type of content, please let me know in the comments so that I can make more videos like this. This is basically a tryout. If it works out, I'm going to be doing this after every Barcelona game. So to get things started, before I forget, please smash the like button. Please subscribe. I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers. If you guys can help me out with this channel, please guys, this project means a lot to me, and I'm a diehard Barcelona fan. So if you're a Barcelona fan, I am all things Barcelona. Let's get that subscribe going, okay? All right, so I'm gonna give you an example of Highline not working and then Highline working, and what is going on and why is it not working at the very beginning of games. And this is a prime example. The very first minute, Inigo Martinez sells out. He's pushing too high. If he's gonna play a high line, the high line needs to be very exact, and he is marking the high line way too high. Kunde, Kubarsi, Balde, they're all way deep. They can't be that high, Inigo Martinez. You got to get back, maybe three steps back. And he is finding himself in no man's land right here. When he gets a through pass and Barcelona gets caught off guard with 1, 2, 3, 4 players against Valde, against Kubarsi, and against Koundé. He is no man's land right there. What are we doing? He needs to be sitting back, especially this very first this player that I squared right here. He has to at least stay with him, and you can see how he just stood there like a statue. Like what are we doing? And luckily they didn't score, but they did have a chance that they missed. So it's important that we can get these things very lined up. And this is a perfect example that I'm showing you that a highline that's supposed to work, it has to look like this. It has to be properly aligned with Conde, with Kubarsi, with Inigo Martinez. And look at what happens. Offside. That is just how it needs to work. You cannot be pushing way too high. Like I said, we're going to be talking about Pedri, but I want Frenkie de Jong to set the stage. There was a lot of talk. Casado, Frenkie de Jong. I said, you can go look at my preview. I'm making these previews for a reason. I want to look back and see what I said, what I thought. And I said, Frenkie de Jong any day to start this game and then see what happens in the second half. And if we are winning, putting Casado to have a more of a defensive play. And this game was a perfect example of why going with Frenkie de Jong was the go-to player for these kinds of situations. He exploits the space. He has to initiate offense, and this is where Casado doesn't give you. He doesn't initiate offense. He's very good defending. He's very good, but when when we need attack, it has to be Pedri and it has to be Dani Olmo. But in this game, we don't need either of them to initiate offense because Frenkie de Jong is the one who exploits the space, sees the field, turns up. Look at where he receives. He's gonna get marked on, but he's gonna beat his man because he's so skilled. And these wingers, these attackers, they are gonna bother you, but they're not serious about playing defense. And he lets him go, and then he's able to pass a beautiful ball to Lamine Yamal, who Carrasas, or his name is, he stops Lamine Yamal from making a great play. Hey, defenders get paid too, but doesn't stop from talking about this. Doesn't mean we can't stop talking about Frenkie de Jong and what he did very well in this one. This is another play where Frenkie de Jong is sitting way deep next to Pedri. Look, Pedri is playing like a CB right now. Kubarsi he's able to give him a great pass, and he's able to turn up and see the space between Pedri and De Jong, you will see almost in every single picture that I'm showing you, whether it's Pedri that I'm talking about or I'm talking about De Jong, they are so close to each other, and that is just how they play. Bang bang, it's a double threat, and you can see how he turned up his skill, the mechanical. He's so clinical. Like that is not Casado. Casado will never make a play like this, and you can see the spacing between Pedri and Frenkie de Jong. It's like a triangle between Kunde and Frenkie and Pedri, and Frenkie de Jong. He's able to just turn up in every single play, and he was exploiting all the spacing that Benfica was giving him. You can take a look at this play. Look, he gets a pass, boom, he's already gone. He's already on offense. He's already looking. Luckily for Benfica, we didn't have 11 men, but this game would have been at least 3 or 4 goals for Barcelona if we would have had 11 on 11, because we just didn't have the attackers for every play that we were exploiting in this game. And you can see how he passes a beautiful ball to Raphinha, but Raphinha, he did in the first half didn't have the best game. He wasn't making the right plays, and in this one he kind of closes his angle and he couldn't get a good shot on the ball. And now the play of the game per se. Do you guys think this was a foul? Let me know down in the comments. I want to hear y'all's opinion. In my opinion, in my honest, humble opinion, it is not a foul on Frenkie de Jong. I think he's too soft on this play. I think he's trying to sell that he got fouled, and the referee is not stupid. The referee can see that. If I can see that, the referee can see that. He could have played it much, much stronger, and this is where we missed Casado. This is not bashing on Casado. This is not a video about how Frenkie should start over him. This is just to show you what's happening on the field. And I think Casado would have been stronger, and this red card would have not happened with Casado, because this, look how he flops right there. Like that's not, he gets touched and he just flops it, and he's trying to sell it. The referee knows, but still, I say that. And I'm not blaming Frenkie de Jong for this red card. This is totally on Cubarsí. We're about to see it right now. And look, guys, before the red card, blame Cubarsí all you want, but you cannot allow Pablidi to to just drive by between two defenders. He knows he can't pass to either of his two wingers because they are offsides, and he knows Barcelona is catching them offside. So what does he do? He's able to turn up speed and try to beat Cubarsí and Íñigo Martínez. He actually does a very good job at it. And look, you cannot allow that. Íñigo Martínez didn't have the best 15-minute, like a 15-minute sequence, where now that I'm looking at this film and I'm seeing everything, I can see how, look, Íñigo Martínez is making an unbelievable mistake. He's trying to soft at it, like I don't want to foul him. I don't want to pick up a yellow card. He don't want to pick up a yellow card, but he left Cubarsí all by himself. And where I think Cubarsí, take a look at it. See, he's like trying to like not touch him, and you gotta play more physical in that spot. And this is where Cubarsí made a mistake. I think he takes a lot of risk in these situations. It's hard to bash on him because he always makes the right slide, always makes the right tackle. But in this instance, right, in this moment, he lose track of the ball. And if you lost track of the ball with that aggressiveness, you're gonna take the man down, and it's gonna be a red card. You have to understand that. You have to see the ball, bro. You cannot just think the ball is there and just go for the tackle like that. And it's a clear red. You cannot argue with that. And now you can see the spacing that Benfica started to exploit with one less man on the field. But hey, Kunde did an amazing job. He did a masterful job, and every single time he was saving Lamine Yamal's ass because he was making the right plays. Look, this is a play where Lamine Yamal has to help. He has to be with that man deep all the way back. I don't care that you're a winger, bro. I don't care that you're the next Lionel Messi. You're not Lionel Messi yet. Right now, you're not Messi to just be messing around. You gotta go and help on defense. And now he leaves the man, and now that creates a chance. And now I want to show you, and this is where we begin the masterclass for Pedro Gonzalez in an amazing way. And look, this is where Pedri is right here. You see where that arrow is? Pedri is going to be back and drop on defense. If I hear one more Madridista fan saying they take Jude Bellingham over Pedri because Jude Bellingham plays defense, take a look at Pedri playing defense. They think that just because you have a big body or you're strong, that's the only thing that it takes to play defense. You can see where Benfica is trying to exploit the spacing, and Pedri goes in transition and steals this ball. Look, Pedri Gonzalez had a distance of 13 kilometers. It's just shy. It's a little bit more than 13 kilometers. The distance in the Benfica match and any other game in the Champions League. It was incredible, the amount of miles that he ran. It's just crazy to me how Pedri needs to be in the Ballon d'Or conversation. I don't care. Like, to me, he doesn't have to win it. He doesn't have to even be the second. Like, even if it's just the top three, I am happy. But right now, the kind of season that Pedri Gonzalez is playing, like with one man down, and the way that he ran the field, the way that he ran the timing, the tempo, and we're going to be talking about everything Pedri right now. Let's talk a little bit about Pedri's stats right now. He had 16 interceptions or stolen passes, 33 pressures. It was unbelievable. Drew the most fouls with 5, most key passes with 3, and an infinity amount of passes. He was the man of this match. He was literally everywhere, guys. This is another example of how De Jong and Pedri play so well and so close to each other the entire match. They basically 1-2, 1-2. He gets fouled, he gets up right away and starts initiating the play. And this is where Pedri initiating again with Koundé in transition. And this was the very first warning that Barcelona, even though they were less men on the field, they were going to attack, and Benfica was warned from the very first moment Pedri started this masterclass. And we have to talk about Pedri. I think he had like 16. I have the numbers down right here pulled up for you guys. 16 interceptions or stolen possessions, 33 pressures. That is unbelievable pressure, guys. 33 pressures. Drew the most fouls with 5, most key passes with 3, and an infinity amount of other passes, guys. He had, I think, I think he had like 45 passes, and it's not the same from Inigo Martinez having 40 passes than Pedri Gonzalez having 40 passes. That means a lot more danger, a lot more attack. And you can see where Pavlidis is trying to pressure Pedri in this play, and he's able to control it and turn around and spacing, and basically does a 360 around him and leaves him in the dust. Pedri Gonzalez was an amazing part of this game. And now that I'm looking at Dani Olmo, unfortunately Dani Olmo had to be the one who was sacrificed. But I'm going to tell you guys later why I would have subbed Lewandowski and would have left Dani Olmo in this game. And you guys are going to love it, and you guys are going to be shocked by what I'm about to say about Lewandowski at the end of this video, guys. And this is just another example of how Koundé did an amazing, masterful class as well. A lot of sacrifice, a lot of running, a lot of attacking. I love Koundé and the way he played. If we can get Koundé playing like this in every single game, guys, we are a force to be reckoned with. And Barcelona was able to find so much space, even though we had one less guy on the field out there. You can see Pedri finding spacing, controlling always creating as he finds Raphinha, and Raphinha didn't make the right play, unfortunately. And this is what led, this Pedri play is what led to this play right here. This is what's so frustrating sometimes, that we just wasting and wasting Pedri's masterful performances like this. And look, I think Lewandowski should have left this ball for Lamine Yamal, who would have had a better shot. And I don't know, man. Like Lewandowski he's too slow, he's too static. In every play, I just feel like he's not going to get there. And unfortunately for him, the goalkeeper was able to read exactly where he wanted to put this ball, and he got up and he made a great save. And look, this is another example of Pedri's masterful performance. Take a look at the spacing and how Barcelona is able to exploit all the space that Benfica has given them. And look at what happens right here. Like, he drew the center back to make a tackle and left. The center back left, took Pedri out, and left all this spacing right here. That's incredible. With one less man in this play, it looked like Benfica had one less man. That's all Pedri drawing all night long and exploiting all the spacing. And he gave an amazing pass, man. Amazing pass. I cannot. Matter of fact, I'm getting upset right now. How did we not score this, man? Look, this is the play where Raphinha, dude, he makes a terrible mistake, man. He makes a bad. This. I mean, you're a striker, bro. Like, why are you not looking at the goal right now? Like, why are you trying to pass it to Lamine Yamal, who basically it's way back? Maybe even Lewandowski was a better option there. Like, try to do a diagonal pass it back or something like that. But he tries to find Lamine, and obviously Carras was there to make a tackle. This guy is an amazing center back, guys. Like, I'm so glad he's not gonna play in the second leg. He played very, very, very well. I think that was a terrible mistake. This should have been a goal. I was screaming on my TV. I don't know about you guys. Um, this is where Araujo was already in charge of this game in the defense and initiating offense and linking up with Pedri. Pedri, who, my goodness, guys, I I rewatched this game just to watch Pedri perform at the highest level. I just incredible. He's always able. He knows where to go. He knows. He always finds a man. Look, he's already finding Lamine Yamal right there, right in stride. Lamine Yamal, and he gives Raphinha an amazing pass that ends up in this play where the ball just the defender makes a great play, and it's a corner kick on this one. And look, everybody who wants to say that Pedri is not a defender because he's not big or because he's not physical. Physicality has nothing to do with defense and heart and desire to beat your man. And take a look at this play where Pedri Gonzalez already, like, he beats his man to this ball right now and out physical him. And look, he picks it up and picks it up and go. He gave Lamine Yamal a beautiful pass that Lamine Yamal just didn't have the best game. He didn't have the best stuff. He didn't have the best plays, and he couldn't make a good play on in this situation. Pedri gives the ball to Kunde, right? And then Kunde makes a bad play on this one because he's trying to hit Lamine Yamal in stride, but Lamine Yamal is way too high. Like, he's offside, unfortunately. Otherwise, that would have been an amazing transition play. Barcelona couldn't capitalize. And look, Pedri yet again attacking. He had the gas to go for every single spacing, guys. Look how he just wipes the floor with them. Look how he creates the space. He even in the higher minutes, like 70th, 80th minute, Pedri was still running around, making plays, finding spacing, finding runs, finding players, finding teammates in every single play. And now that brings me to my point to why Lamine Yamal was subbed off in this game. And I'm going to start showing you why Lamine Yamal could not play, why he had to go. And I'm glad that Hansi Flick saw this when I saw this live. I thought it was the wrong play because I would have subbed Lewandowski, but that's neither here nor there. This is a play where Lamine Yamal should be helping, but Frenkie de Jong is the one who's actually making the transition, and this is a play where Lamine Yamal should be a little bit more deep in this situation, and but fortunately, Kunde was there to make the save. And look, Pedri again initiating offense. As soon as we recover the ball, Pedri is already hitting his spacing and looking at where he needs to go in every single situation. And Barcelona was able to make that kind of find those kind of spacing thanks to Pedri. And this is where things really start to go off the rails for Lamine Yamal because this is what Hansi Flick saw at the moment where he subbed them off because this was the very first warning that Lamine Yamal was not defending. He left basically. He was leaving a lot of spacing empty. And look, he was he this long ball. Lamine Yamal should be deeper, not higher, but he just lacks defensive abilities. He's not playing defense right now, and that's a little bit of a liability because this player should never receive this ball, and that has to do with Kunde marking that man right there that's right next to Lamine Yamal. Take a look at this picture. You'll see. You see where Kunde is closer to this guy than he is the guy with the ball? That has to do with Lamine Yamal not covering his space. And you can take a look at it right there. Look, they started this play. They started this play at the same spot. And actually Lamine Yamal is way higher than his man right there. But that's the same man that made that play right there. And look, this is another play couple minutes later where Lamine Yamal is asking the referee to stop the game. You cannot do that just because you think you're entitled, you think you should get every foul, you think you should get every play, and he basically lets him go, and Kunde has to make that mark, and he leaves another man open. Creates the situation where Pavlidis is able to receive this ball, and what is going on? I mean, my heart sank in this moment. Like I thought Pavlidis was gonna score here. Fortunately, Balde was able to make an incredible stop right here and stop and block this shot. It was amazing how Barcelona played like this and then they were able to get this all these defensive plays in every single time. And now Ferran Torres was in. Um, he was so deep. I think this was by design as well. And take a look at the spacing again. This is why Lamine Yamal had to be subbed off because he just Benfica knew what Lamine Yamal was doing, and they were exploiting all that spacing on the left side. And fortunately for us, we had Araujo who was playing unbelievable football. This is the kind of football that fits Araujo. This was the perfect game for Araujo where they were just sitting deep. And that's what Araujo loves to do. He loves defending in this kind of situation, which brings me to this point. Why was Araujo not coming in the Atletico Madrid game? If Araujo comes in at the 4-2 mark, we leave that game winning 4-2 because we would have sat back and waited for Atletico Madrid, and Atletico Madrid would have been confused. And that's exactly what happened to Benfica because Barcelona was so deep and they were so prepared. They were so prepared to play Barcelona with the high line that when Barcelona actually changed things around and went from a high line to a deeper defensive wall, Benfica didn't have the guys, didn't have anybody who can create offense, and didn't have a lot of great creativity in a lot. They didn't have enough man on man against Chesney, and Chesney was so well in this game. stopping every single play, but he was also very, very protected. Barcelona, out of the 22 shots, Barcelona blocked 11 of them. So that's almost half the shots that were blocked by defenders. That means Barcelona put a wall and Benfica couldn't run through it. That's literally, it boils down to that. And look, this is Pavlidis. He made Araujo worked for his money, but Araujo was on top on every single play. He could have turned, and Pavlidis is a very good striker. I like how he plays with an open space. I like he's very fast. He's very intelligent. He's trying to turn up, and Araujo knows that, and he doesn't let him. He makes a bad pass, and Conde is able to stop this play. That's incredible. And look, Balde is another player that we should be talking about. He's very good and bad, and you take the good and the bad because he's a very good left back. And you can see right here, Octokumpu, I can't keep forgetting his name, beats Balde's back because Balde is not focused, right? Like he just thinks that this ball is not going to be put where it's going to be putting. And look, amazing ball right there, and Balde is way, way, way high, and then luckily he couldn't shoot this ball, but that's Balde not playing very well. But I'm gonna show you Balde another great play that he made. That's only him can make this play. There's only a handful of left backs that can grab this ball from so deep, right? Like from here, he can drive this ball from so deep, and takes two men, takes three, takes four, and gets fouled and draws a yellow card that's gonna leave a man not being able to play in the next match. That's very, very, very important. And I think overall Balde had a very, very good game. And Benfica just didn't have a great tactic to play Barcelona. Once Barcelona played with a deep line, they didn't know how to counter. They didn't know how to make adjustments, and Barcelona was able to walk, with a big victory. I am gonna show you the Raphinha goal, and take a look, guys. The Raphinha goal. Silva makes an incredibly bad pass, right? But it's not so bad. It's just Raphinha makes an incredible play. Look at where he is right now. Look at where that ball is. I mean, you would think that this guy could make a good tackle on Raphinha by the time he controls it, but Raphinha is so fast. That's what Raphinha can do, man. Like he can just beat you off the dribble. He can just beat you off with his speed. And look how he's still positioned to be able to make this tackle. But Raphinha is faster, and if I would have told you before, showed you this picture and say, I bet you $100 that he's gonna score from here, you would have said, done. I bet you $100 he's not gonna score. The odds of this goal happening and kissing the back of the net, it's like 0.1%. Like there's literally look at where the goalie is, look at where the two defenders are. This guy could have made the tackle, and Raphinha scores from here. That is insane. That is unbelievable. And the last thing, and I'm gonna end this video with this, is how well Gerard Martin was in this game. He only played for like 15-20 minutes, like 10-15 minutes actually, but he played very well. Like they could not attack that area of the field. Like he was too good, too strong, too fast, and he's so tall as well, so he can cover a lot of space. And I'm just in awe of how good he was, and how how safe he made me feel, for lack of a better word. Like every time the ball was around his area, it seemed like he was always making the right play. Overall, one more thing actually that I gotta say before is, I think by looking at this game, Lewandowski should not be playing, at least not as a starter right now. Like Hansi Flick left him on the field, and my frustrations with Lewandowski is he is not good in space. He doesn't make the runs. He doesn't gel. He doesn't link up plays with any of his teammates. As a matter of fact, he's when he grabs the ball, exactly like Pavlidis does. The difference between them is just Pavlidis is light years faster. Of course, he's younger, right? But in just the way that one of them plays and the other one plays, Lewandowski, instead of like doing a 1-2 give and go, he will do that thing where he tries to control it, he tries to stop, and it seems like he's stopping the play every single time he gets a pass, every single time he gets a chance, and by the time he turns, it takes too long and defenders are getting to him and stopping transition plays, and it just keeps driving me crazy. But you let me know down in the comments, do you want to keep going with Lewandowski as a starting forward? In my opinion, I think we should do false nine with Dani Olmo. In this game, I think it would have worked a little bit better if we would have just kept Dani Olmo and sub Lewandowski, sacrifice him. I think it was due to maybe the style of play that Flick wanted to do. I think he wanted to send a lot of long balls and try to do a lot of crosses and see if Lewandowski could use his head and try to header one of these chances that Hansi Flick wanted to create for the team, and maybe that's why he left them there. But I think overall I would have just still gone with better technical abilities. Can you imagine the way this game went down with Frenkie de Jong, with Pedri, and Dani Olmo attacking all the spacing? And this is where Olmo is so good at attacking all the spacing, especially in the box. I would have totally taken Lewandowski out and kept Dani Olmo. But hey, we're gonna end this video. It's a really long video, but you let me know. Do you like this kind of content? Do you like this kind of videos? Let me know down in the comments. This is a trial video. If you guys like this tactical analysis, I'm gonna get better at it as well, I promise. But please let me know.